Hi, I'm Amani, and I'm doing another random review on a movie called Deep Waters. Can't really read it on Hulu with Ben Affleck and this young lady whose face I don't know her name and I can't recall what movie she's been in. It also has Little Rel Howley in it, which I was surprised to find out along with watching it. Um, so I am only 40, oh, screensaver. I'm only like 48 minutes into it. And I like to watch things without reading reviews, seeing trailers, just to get an authentic opinion of what it's about, how I feel about it. The only thing that I saw about it was I did read that it's about a couple that plays games. And it was like displayed on my home screen of my Google TV of different options of things to watch. And so far, I've learned it's about a couple. They have a daughter. They don't say, but they mention such and such happens in a parish. So I know that it takes place in the only state that has parishes being Louisiana, plus the vibe of it, because I am a Louisianan. I'm born and raised in Louisiana all my life, so I know we're the only one that has states. And so far, it is about a married couple who's going through a rough patch in their marriage. And it seems like they have been going through this rough patch for a while. It seems very obvious that they are very unhappy with each other in their marriage. So much that quite obviously she ain't saying it, but everybody can pick up on it. The wife is stepping out on her marriage habitually, repeatedly, and she don't give no cares about it. I really think she's seem like it's very immature. Uh, and I'm smart enough. I mean, this is not about the actor. This is about the character they're portraying. But the character seems very immature, and we all would like to do what we want to do with no concerns with for other people. But in doing that, you would have to understand how positively or negatively it affects other people. And she does it so obviously that even her 6 year old daughter can't pinpoint it. But even her 6 year old daughter says something about why does mom act differently around different people. Anybody can notice that something's off with her. And it's a real her being unhappy, but also a lack of maturity. But let's say it's really a lack of maturity on both their parts because for the both of them, it's very obvious that they are unhappy in this marriage. And my opinion would be either logically, maturely, go get counseling, or you feel like it's a lost cause, go ahead, divorce each other. Go ahead and be like, you want to do that? Go ahead, do that by yourself without making me miserable. And I'm going to do this by myself without making you miserable. And move on. Or if you want to be really dramatic, like Ben Affleck being in Gone Girl, where he didn't do it, but supposedly he killed his wife. he could supposedly kill her, and that would solve both their problems, like kill her and her lovers, whatever. But it's just so far, like I said, I'm probably less than halfway through it. And what is just infuriating about it is they are so obviously, to a person on the street passing them, they're so obviously unhappy. Why are y'all still going through this? Why don't y'all divorce? Decide what you're going to do on custody, even though you could tell obviously what type of situation it should be with the child. But why are y'all making each other miserable? Either one, as miserable as you're making each other, is not miserable enough to get up and leave the situation. Or maybe they each feel like, well, you're making me miserable in this way, so I'm going to get my revenge by making you miserable in that way of making you stay in this situation. Y'all going to end up cutting each other's throats. Why? Why are you doing that? It's just, it seemed like a very interesting movie, but coming from a person who has also dealt with infidelity and not liking certain things in my relationship, oh, it is so frustrating. But it is still an interesting story, and I'm gonna watch it to the end, and I'm gonna give some more commentary because I can tell it's going to continue to get more interesting and more frustrating. Again, I'm making it through, but oh, their marriage is so frustrating. Just leave the marriage. Separate, divorce, do custody, live your own life. But I have no idea how this is going to end because I'm still at 57 minutes and 33 seconds. But my hypothesis is there was an author that mentioned earlier about writing a story about himself, about his life, loosely. And because of the people being self-aware of who this husband Vic is, and being very self-aware of who this wife Melinda is, I feel like possibility. This is possibly a story inside of a story that maybe inside of this movie, this is a movie or script being played out in front of us of a husband and a wife and a daughter and an unhappy marriage, just in the way that I explained, but being shown in a very dramatic way. And then possibly there being like a reveal and epiphany of Vic is not talking to the author, but Vic is the author. And his self and his wife and his daughter are just characters in the story that he's created. We'll see. A lot is happening between the last moment, but the question of why does he want to stay with her? I'm sure he doesn't know. But I think for her, in her crazy psychosis, immaturity, for her, it's like every man she deals with is not enough, possibly, or leaves her, breaks up with her, or something. She's too much. And he's the one man that will not just tolerate, but he will put up with way more than he should have. He should be like the others and walk away too. But I think because of his undying love and loyalty to her, she seems like she's almost intentionally trying to drive him away. She is trying to say and do things, the meanest, worst things in order to get him to leave. And but he's not. He's sticking around. And rather it being like a healthy, where it could turn into a healthy situation and be like, you know what, this man really loves me. I should try to make it work. She just digs deeper into continuing to do the even worse and more hurtful things to do to continue to try to drive him away. AKA toxic relationship. Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention is she needs excitement. I feel like I've run across a couple of people who, like, I'm sure y'all know, you come across people who intentionally sabotage, say and do things to intentionally stir up drama, whether it's with uh, one of your homegirls, your homeboys, um, people at your job, people in your family, your relationships, your romantic relationships. Sometimes you have people who will intentionally do and say things to cause drama because it's like, oh, this is boring. It's not interesting enough. I need to add a little something like reality TV. And she may also be that type of person where she needs the excitement and drama because what's going on in their relationship is just not interesting enough. And she needs to cause something for her to feel something, for her to stay engaged. That is so toxic. That is so unhealthy. That leads to nothing but heartbreak and frustration and possibly murder. We'll see. Side note, this daughter Trixie, she, in my opinion, if this was a fictional book in his story being played out for us to see, she is the small little girl version of his subconscious out loud talking to him about what they're going through. Just like the friends that they interact with when they talk to Vic seem to be his loud outside loud outside consciousness talking to him. Um and her smartness and she being sick, she seemed like she gets it from her father. Because he seems quite smart himself, even though he ain't smart enough to lead a relationship. But I kind of like this girl's wit. I feel like I know how it's going to end, but I'm not quite sure. But again, we'll see. So I finally finished it. And summary is, it is a good movie. It still reminds me a lot of Gone Girl. Um, Personally, um, me being someone who has dealt with infidelity, being cheated on, it was infuriating for me. It would have me reliving a lot of thoughts and feelings that I had from being cheated on. And so there were those parts where it was hard for me to tolerate it, watching it through, but the storyline was interesting enough that I went to see it through. But I would say it's a good movie. Um, Says it's a thriller, yeah, somewhat a thriller, but it's more of just a dramatic movie about the ideas of an unhappy marriage taking a dark turn. Um, I would recommend it for watching. Um, and for whatever random person might actually watch this, maybe no one. I hope you like it. I understand if you don't. Mm, you can comment. We could chat about it. Share ideas. This is just me doing another random movie review on Deep Water. It's you can stream it on Hulu. It came out this year. It is an hour and 56 minutes long, rated R, because it does have a lot of cursing and a lot of sex. Um, Drugs, things, people getting hurt. But no, whoever watched this, hope you enjoy my review. Good night.